Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are you building a 1440p budget gaming system? Did you buy an Arc B580? Are you curious how that 1440p budget gaming system or Arc B580 works in Call of Duty 6, Call of Duty 7, and Battlefield 6? Well, stay tuned. We're going to test it and find out. Overclocking? Yeah, we're going to test that too. All right, so first let's jump into Call of Duty 7. This was during the open beta, and running the graphic preset of Extreme, so the highest possible graphic preset that we could run, as well as Intel XeSS upscaling and AMD FSR3 frame generation was turned on. And as you can see, don't mind the terrible play, but you can see we hovered around 10 gigs of GPU memory usage, which is important for the system and at 1440p. But you can see we hovered anywhere from 140 to 160, almost 170 FPS throughout the entire gameplay. And never once did it hitch or stutter or anything like that. So just overall fantastic performance, and really kind of showcases the budget nature of this system. Switching over to Battlefield 6, this footage is filmed using the auto performance preset and XeSS upscaling. I found that the auto performance preset was the best blend of quality and performance, so that's what I went with. And as you can see, we're consuming around 8.5 to 9.5 gigs of memory. Kind of fluctuates a little bit here and there depending on the environmental scenes, and so does the frame rate. So you can also see it drops down in some scenes to nearly 100 FPS, but in other scenes it drops all the way up, or goes all the way up to almost 170 FPS. So Battlefield seems to be a little more drastic in its ranges, and I think that's just purely due to the environmental nature of the game, where there can be jets flying overhead, fire happening, tanks shooting stuff. Like, there's just a lot more happening rather than just people running around than in some other games. Overall, the performance is fantastic, and I had no issues playing on it whatsoever. There was no hitches, no stutters, nothing to that effect. So from an overclocking perspective, I tried to approach this in the most simplest manner possible. I am by no means a professional overclocker. It's been a long time since I've really tried to tweak its system to its absolute maximum. So my standard kind of overclock is using the AMD PBO settings, as you'll see as I enable here, and then I enable the curve optimizer. And really, that's the main setting that I play with, is the curve optimizer, which really just adjusts that power curve and kind of undervolts the system to achieve better performance at lower wattage. So once we apply those overclocks, we'll jump into Windows and run through some stress testing to see if it's stable. Luckily, we got it on the first try here. Everything seems stable, but I use Prime 95 and I let that run for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And you'll see pretty quickly if there is an issue or stability issue, whether the system will lock up. You'll see tasks failing in Prime 95 or whatever other stress testing tool you'll use. You'll typically see pretty quickly whether or not it's stable. Luckily, we got it on the first try, so we'll just leave the settings here. Next, we'll jump into overclocking the graphics card. So the Intel Arc B580 is a little different. It requires you to actually use the Intel software to overclock. So to do that, we'll go to Performance and Tuning, and we'll change the GPU tuning from off to basic. And then from there, we'll also adjust the settings. Now, I spent quite a bit of time adjusting these settings off camera to try to figure out what worked best for me. So this is what worked best for me: voltage limit of 51, power limit of 120, and a frequency offset of 120. And then we'll enable VRAM tuning, which will allow us to overclock the VRAM. Again, the setting's a little odd because it's in essentially in throughput. So I found that 20.5 works the best for me, 20.5 gigabits per second. So I'll get that adjusted here. And then I'll jump into Firestrike to do some Firestrike testing. I found that overclocking the core provides more benefit than the memory, so I focused heavily on the core than the memory. So that's why the memory has such a minor overclock and the core has a higher overclock. So here in Firestrike, we did see a gain of about 1,000 to 1,500 points, and you can tell that it is providing some benefit, although minor. Within Black Myth Wukong, which I didn't record, but I did see a jump from 106 FPS to 116 FPS average. So we did gain 10 FPS, which in the grand scheme of things is less than 10% overall. So not a huge performance increase, but it does provide some performance increase. All right, so just a quick recap. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. I do apologize for its time. It has taken me forever to get this out. Shouldn't take me that long, but still working on things and trying to figure out how to edit and all that fun stuff. But what I will say is when I filmed this video, it was very early on when Battlefield 6 first came out and when Call of Duty 7 was still in beta. And the intent was that, hey, this is how well this budget gaming system that I built, leveraging the Arc B580, how well it performed. And I can say in those games, even at stock settings, it performs flawlessly. So if you're looking to upgrade to get an Arc B580, or if you're in the process of building one, it'll perform flawlessly in those games and in new AAA games. I don't foresee any major issues. Like I said, perform flawlessly. From an overclocking perspective, I didn't really see the benefit in it. I spent quite a few hours actually tweaking the settings and applying those overclocks and running benchmarks repeatedly, and really for less than 10% gain. So I don't see the benefit in it. There is some headroom in it. If you wanna, kind of take it to its limit, you can do that and you will get, roughly 10% performance increase. It was a fun experiment, but for me, I just leave it at stock settings and have fun with it. So again, if you've made it this far, thank you again. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, and hopefully I'll get it out sooner.